Let me ask you a question that cuts straight to the bone. When you look at your neighbor's new car, your friend's expensive vacation photos, or that influencer flashing a designer bag, what do you actually feel? Most people feel envy. They feel inadequate. They feel a desperate urge to keep up. But let me tell you what the wealthy are starting to feel when they see that flashy display of consumption. They feel pity, because they know the secret that the rest of the world is desperately trying to ignore. That shiny new car? It is probably financed at 7% interest over 72 months. That exotic vacation? It is sitting on a credit card with a 22% APR. That designer bag? It is a symbol of enslavement, not of success. We have been sold a lie for generations. We have been told that luxury is the golden watch, the luxury SUV, and the sprawling mansion. But the statistics are finally revealing the truth. A staggering 74% of Americans now define financial success not as having a yacht, but as being completely, totally, and utterly debt-free. The definition of status has flipped. The new luxury is not what you own. The new luxury is what you do not owe. The new status symbol is not a leased BMW sitting in your driveway. It is a paid-off Honda sitting in a paid-off garage, attached to a paid-off house. The world is waking up to the realization that debt is not a tool. It is a leash. And you have been wearing that leash for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be free. Think about the word mortgage for a moment. It comes from the old French word mort, which means death, and gage, which means pledge. It is literally a death pledge. When you sign that piece of paper, you are pledging your life, your energy, and your future until the day you die, or until you pay it off. The same goes for your student loans, your car loans, and your credit cards. Every single debt is a piece of your future that you have sold in advance. You are working today to pay for something you consumed yesterday. You are a slave to the past. And the banks know this. The financial system is engineered to keep you in debt because a debtor is a compliant citizen. A debtor cannot quit their job. A debtor cannot take a risk. A debtor cannot start a business. A debtor cannot speak their mind to their boss. Debt is the silent killer of the American dream because it kills your freedom before you even have a chance to chase it. When you are drowning in payments, you are not living your life. You are just servicing your debt. You are a hamster on a wheel, running faster and faster just to stay in the same place. Now, let us talk about the psychological weight that debt places on your shoulders. It is heavier than you realize. There have been countless studies linking financial stress to anxiety, depression, and even physical health problems like hypertension and heart disease. When you are in debt, your brain is in a constant state of low-grade fight or flight. You are always worried, you are always calculating, you are always afraid to open the mailbox or check your banking app. This chronic stress steals your creativity, it steals your patience, and it steals your joy. You cannot build wealth when your mind is occupied with survival. You cannot invest in your future when you are terrified of your present. This is why getting out of debt is not just a financial exercise, it is a spiritual and psychological liberation. When you pay off that final credit card, it is not just a number that goes to zero. It is a weight that lifts off your soul. You can breathe again, you can sleep again, you can think clearly again. And that clarity is the foundation upon which all true wealth is built. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp, and you cannot build a fortune on a foundation of minimum payments and compounding interest. Let us destroy the biggest myth that the debt industry wants you to believe. The myth is that there is good debt and bad debt. They tell you that a mortgage is good debt. They tell you that student loans are good debt. They tell you that business loans are good debt. Let me be very clear with you. There is no such thing as good debt. There is only debt that is less destructive than other debt. A mortgage on a house that is appreciating might be less destructive than credit card debt, but it is still a liability. It is still a monthly obligation that you cannot escape. It is still a chain. The only difference is the thickness of the chain. A 30-year mortgage is a heavy chain that takes 3 decades to break. A credit card is a sharp, painful chain that cuts into your skin every single month. But they are both chains. The wealthy understand this. They do not leverage their homes to buy toys. They do not borrow money to fund a lifestyle. They understand that interest is the enemy of wealth. When you pay interest, you're paying the bank for the privilege of using their money. You are making the bank richer while you become poorer. The borrower is always a servant to the lender. That is not a philosophy. That is a biblical principle, and it is a mathematical certainty. So, how do you get out? How do you escape this prison that has been built brick by brick with every swipe of your card? The answer is brutal, and it requires a level of intensity that most people are not willing to endure. You have to go on a war footing. You have to treat your debt like a hostile invader that has taken over your life. You have to stop making minimum payments. Minimum payments are a trap designed to keep you in debt for decades. If you only pay the minimum on a credit card, it can take you over 30 years to pay off a balance of just $5,000. 30 years. You will pay back 3 times what you borrowed. The banks love it. They love that you are willing to pay them interest for 30 years. But you are not going to do that anymore. You are going to get angry. You are going to get radical. You are going to sell things you do not need. You are going to drive the old car. You are going to eat rice and beans. You are going to cancel every subscription. You are going to work a second job, a third job. You are going to throw every single extra dollar you have at your debt until it is dead. There are 2 primary strategies for this war. The first is the debt snowball, popularized by Dave Ramsey. You list all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest. You pay the minimum on everything except the smallest one. You throw every extra dollar at that smallest debt until it is gone. Then you take that payment and you roll it into the next smallest debt. It is like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering mass and momentum. The psychological wins are huge. Every time you pay off a small debt, you get a dopamine hit. You feel like you are winning, and you are. The second strategy is the debt avalanche. You list your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. You pay the minimum on everything except the highest interest debt. You throw every extra dollar at that high interest monster. Mathematically, this saves you the most money in interest. It is the most efficient strategy, but it requires more patience because the highest interest debt might be a large balance, and it takes a long time to see a win. Which one should you choose? It does not matter. The difference between them is negligible compared to the intensity with which you attack them. The best strategy is the one you will stick to. The best strategy is the one that keeps you motivated. Pick one and do not stop until you are free. Now, you are going to face resistance. You are going to face pressure from society. Your friends are going to call you cheap. Your family is going to question why you are not coming on vacation. Your co-workers are going to mock you for bringing your lunch to work. And this is the test. This is where the new luxury comes in. You have to realize that you are not being cheap. You are being strategic. You are not depriving yourself. You are investing in your future. You are willing to look poor today so you can be truly wealthy tomorrow. The people who mock you are the ones who are drowning in debt. They are the ones who are one paycheck away from disaster. Why would you take financial advice from someone who is broke? You are breaking the cycle. You are choosing freedom over appearances. And that takes a level of self-confidence that most people do not possess. But you are not most people. You are a rebel. You are a warrior. You are willing to be different. Let us talk about the lifestyle change. You have to redefine what luxury means to you. For the next 12 to 24 months, luxury is not a restaurant dinner. Luxury is the feeling of paying off a credit card and cutting it up. Luxury is waking up in the morning and not having a panic attack about your finances. Luxury is the peace of mind that comes with knowing you own everything you have. You have to start romanticizing the grind. You have to start finding joy in the sacrifice. When you pay off that first $1,000, celebrate. When you pay off that first $10,000, celebrate even bigger. But do not celebrate by going into debt. Celebrate by cooking a steak at home. Celebrate by watching a movie. Celebrate by realizing you are one step closer to being unbreakable. The luxury of freedom is so much sweeter than the temporary dopamine of buying something you cannot afford. The feeling of walking into a store and knowing you can buy something with cash because you choose to, not because you have to, is a power that no material object can replicate. Consider the generational impact. When you are drowning in debt, you're not just hurting yourself. You are passing that burden to your children. You cannot teach your children about money if you are terrified of it. You cannot show them how to invest if you are paying off compound interest. You cannot give them a head start if you are still trying to catch up. But when you become debt-free, you change the trajectory of your entire bloodline. Your children will grow up in a home where money is not a source of stress. They will learn that you do not borrow to buy things. They will learn that delayed gratification is the secret to success. They will grow up with a wealthy mindset because they grew up in a wealthy environment. Not wealthy in stuff, but wealthy in peace, wealthy in security, and wealthy in wisdom. You are the bridge between a history of financial struggle and a future of financial freedom. That is a heavy responsibility, but it is also the most empowering thing you can ever do. Now, let us address the shame. Many of you are carrying a tremendous amount of shame about your debt. You look at your balance and you feel like a failure. You feel like you are the only one who made this mistake. You feel like you are stupid with money. Let me tell you something that will set you free. The system is rigged. It is designed to trap you. The credit card companies send you pre-approved offers every single day. The student loan companies target teenagers who do not understand compound interest. The car dealerships offer you 0% down because they know you will not be able to afford the total price. You are not a failure. You are a victim of a predatory system. But here is the difference between a victim and a victor. A victim sits in their shame and does nothing. A victor recognizes they were taken advantage of and they fight their way out. You are no longer going to be a victim. You are going to educate yourself. You are going to learn the rules of the game. And you are going to beat the banks at their own game. The banks want you to stay in debt forever. You are going to prove them wrong. You are going to pay off your loans early. And you are never going to borrow again. Let us talk about the numbers, because at the end of the day, this is a math problem. If you have $30,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest, you are paying $6,000 a year just in interest. That is $500 a month that you are lighting on fire. $500 a month that could be going into your retirement account. Over 10 years, that $500 a month invested at 10% would be nearly $100,000. Your debt is not just costing you the balance, it is costing you the opportunity cost of what that money could have become. When you understand the math, you realize that getting out of debt is the highest return investment you can possibly make. Paying off a 20% credit card is a guaranteed 20% return. There is no stock in the world that can guarantee you a 20% return. So, do not think of paying off debt as losing money. Think of it as making the safest, most lucrative investment of your life. You are buying a guaranteed return on your investment. And then there is the beautiful moment. The moment when you make the final payment. The moment when the balance hits zero. You will feel a rush of emotion that is hard to describe unless you have experienced it. You might cry. You might laugh. You might scream. I have seen grown men weep like children when they send that final wire transfer. It is not because of the money. It is because of the freedom. It is the realization that you own your own life. You are no longer a wage slave. You are no longer working for the bank. You are working for yourself. From that moment on, every single dollar you earn is yours. You are not allocating it to the past. You are allocating it to the future. You are investing it. You are saving it. You are giving it. Your income becomes your rocket fuel instead of your jailer. This is the turning point. This is where wealth generation truly begins. Before this moment, you were just treading water. After this moment, you can swim towards the shore. So here is your challenge. Right now, I want you to calculate your total debt. Write it down. Look at the number. Do not look away. Do not flinch. That number is your enemy. That number is the dragon you must slay. Now, break that number down into a plan. How much extra can you pay per month? Can you deliver pizza on the weekends? Can you sell your second car? Can you rent out a room in your house? Can you cut your grocery bill in half? Write down the specific actions you will take. Set a target date for when you will pay off every single dollar. Stick to that date. Tape that date to your bathroom mirror. Look at it every morning. Let it fuel you. Let it push you. And when you feel discouraged, remember what you are fighting for. You are fighting for the right to wake up in the morning without dread. You are fighting for the right to take a vacation without guilt. You are fighting for the right to quit your job if you want to. You are fighting for the ultimate luxury, the luxury of freedom. You are going to face setbacks. The car is going to break down. The medical bill is going to come. Your income might drop. These are not reasons to quit. These are reasons to adapt. Life is messy, but if you have the right mindset, you will find a way. You will pick yourself up. You will figure it out. And you will keep moving forward. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be persistent. The goal is to keep your eye on the prize. The prize is not a zero balance. The prize is a new life. It is a life where you control the money, and the money does not control you. That is the new American dream. It is not bigger and better. It is simpler and freer. It is about owning less and enjoying more. It is about having less stuff, but more time. It is about having fewer payments, but more options. This is the luxury of the 21st century. You have everything you need to get started today. You have the discipline, you have the intelligence, you have the willpower. The only thing you have been missing is the decision. So, make that decision right now. Decide that you are done with debt. Decide that you will no longer pay interest to the banks. Decide that you will become the one person in your family, in your friend group, in your community who breaks the chain. Decide that you will be the example. And then take action. Make that first payment. Make that first call to consolidate. Make that first budget. Start the snowball rolling. The first step is the hardest, but it is the most important. Take it today. Imagine the future. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. You are sitting on your porch, drinking a cup of coffee, with absolutely no payments to anyone. You owe nothing. Your house is yours. Your car is yours. Your education is paid for. You have an emergency fund in the bank. You have investments growing for your retirement. You have no stress. You have no fear. You smile because you did it. You achieved what 74% of Americans are desperate to achieve. You became the new status symbol. You became the embodiment of financial freedom. That future is waiting for you. It is not a fantasy. It is a destination. And the path starts right beneath your feet. Start walking. Start running. Do not stop until you are free. Your life depends on it.